Welcome aboard Minnesota's fantastic little light rail system that punches above its weight. Serving two conveniently close downtowns, the region's airport, and countless other destinations, this 21-mile system meets the travel needs of so many residents. It's a great example of how powerful travel corridors can be. But why is this train so yellow? Why aren't the doors opening? And can I use it to get Somali food without turning into a popsicle? It's 2 degrees Fahrenheit. The only way to find out is to go for a ride. The Minneapolis St Paul light rail system is run by the region's Metro Transit. The Green Line connects downtown Minneapolis with downtown St Paul, serving the University of Minnesota along the way. The Blue Line, meanwhile, runs from downtown Minneapolis to the Mall of America, the largest shopping mall in the United States, by way of Minneapolis-St Paul International Airport, where we begin our journey early in the morning, after an ill-advised red-eye from Seattle. Why are we here?
I don't know, I can see things. I just want to be in bed. My legs don't work.
We wander through the terminal and reach an underground people mover. This transit rides on a cushion of air, and a cable hauls it along through the darkness. On the other side, we make it down to the light rail station, the only underground stop on the whole system. This station exclusively serves the airport's Terminal 1. Cold wind rushes into the station, followed by a train of Bombardier Flexity Swift cars, the first generation of cars on this line. We jump on to discover that the interior is uniquely yellow. There's also separate areas for wheelchairs and bikes. Emerging from the tunnel, we stop at the station for Terminal 2, making MSP one of the few US airports with multiple stations, and one of even fewer with through running, as the train crawls through an area filled with hotels and apartment complexes. Then we arrive at our station and watch our train pull away. Hot take, I feel like snow is like a sunset and that can make anything look good. This is just like a random airport hotel parking lot. It's freaking beautiful this morning. It's also 2 degrees Fahrenheit. 30th Avenue Station is next to a parking garage, and when our train arrives, made up of newer cars from Siemens, several Minnesota Vikings fans get on, headed for today's game.
A northbound Blue Line train to downtown Minneapolis is arriving on track number 1.
We pass the hotels and return to the airport, stopping at Terminal 2, shooting underground, and stopping back at Terminal 1. It is worth noting that while the Blue Line runs most hours of the day, a shuttle train will run between Terminals 1 and 2 overnight when the rest of the line is closed. Now we're in brand new territory. The Blue Line, opened in 2004 and known as the Hiawatha Line until 2013 when the Green Line opened, is mostly grade separated from here to downtown, and a portion of this route reuses the right-of-way once operated by the Milwaukee Road, known for its famous Hiawatha streamliners. At 12 miles in length, the Blue Line operates at up to 55 miles an hour, but averages out at about 18. In 2024, it had an average weekday ridership of approximately 17,000 people. It is very different to get to every stop and not have all the doors open. Like, again, I understand this is to conserve heat, I'm guessing, but there's no announcement that's like, oh, doors opening on the left, or anything like that. The train just stops, and if no one gets on or off, you're just sitting there for a bit, and then you keep moving. We pass the line's yard, then the skyline of Minneapolis comes into view. We join up with the Green Line and reach US Bank Stadium, completely enclosed in anticipation of days like today. Update, we are stopped outside US Bank Stadium, and the driver just very helpfully explained exactly what's going on. There's a train ahead of us with a door problem, and another train as well that they're waiting on. So just really appreciate that clear communication from Metro Transit employees. Oh my goodness, who was walking down the middle of the track? There are clearly footprints. I wonder if it was a maintenance person or someone who shouldn't have been there. From there, we proceed to downtown, where the line street runs. I imagine the abundance of stops here are convenient for downtown workers, but today there isn't much foot traffic. This is the second time now we've been stuck at a red signal going through the downtown transit mall. Not ideal. The line ends here at Target Field, home to the Minnesota Twins. It was also the terminus of North Star, Minneapolis' commuter rail line, but that line has now permanently closed after funding was pulled. I made a whole other video about that last month. But do you know what's still well funded? This channel, thanks to my generous Patreon supporters. If you sign up now, you'll soon get exclusive access to a director's cut of next week's video, featuring Alex Davis and DJ Pete as we ride LA's longest light rail end to end. This week's creator shoutout also goes to 52 Pickup, a fantastic Minnesota-based transit content creator and musician, who I had the immense privilege of meeting on this trip. Now it's time to ride the Green Line. This service connects the dual downtowns of Minneapolis and St Paul, the Minnesota state capital, making it very unusual for an American light rail in that it serves major cities on both ends of the line. This line averages at just 14.5 miles per hour, and has a maximum speed of only 35, as unlike the Blue Line, much of the route is in mixed traffic. Still, it's the system's most popular route, with about 27,000 riders per weekday in 2024. It's also worth noting that I am never once asked to show my day pass on the light rail. We peel off from the Blue Line after US Bank Stadium and cross the Mississippi River. You know, if I had a nickel for every time I crossed the Mississippi River on a light rail train in a state beginning with an M, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice. On the East Bank, we make our way down Washington Avenue, serving multiple stops for the University of Minnesota. This train will be going all the way to St. Paul, but we're off at Stadium Village in search of some Somali food. So I'm noticing the design on the station has the Metro Transit logo, which normally is red, but when you turn it white, like this, suddenly it looks really familiar. Immigrants from East Africa have flocked to Minnesota in recent years. I wanted to get some authentic Somali food at a dedicated food mall near the Blue Line, but it's so cold that I don't want to venture far from the train, so instead I opt for a Somali fusion bowl place. The beef sambusas and rice with little raisins are great, but I could do without the meat. Calcadon, meanwhile, DoorDashes Ethiopian food straight to our hotel room. Stadium Village Station also has an interesting transfer available to the University of Minnesota's campus busway, a 2.6-mile dedicated bus-only road that allows campus shuttle buses to quickly travel between the university's Minneapolis and St. Paul campuses. I've looked at these sorts of dedicated busways before, in places like Pittsburgh and Connecticut, but it's rare that you'll see one on a college campus. No private vehicles are allowed here, just buses, emergency vehicles, and cyclists, though understandably there are none out today. Buses here even get signal priority, allowing faster travel times, and the busway is a critical asset during the annual Minnesota State Fair, held near one end of the transitway. With only a few hours left before my flight back to Boston, I hop on the Green Line back to Minneapolis. The Twin Cities have, in my opinion, cracked the code on how to make a fantastic light rail system. Put lines where people want to make trips. Granted, having 2 downtowns, with a university between them, and an airport next to the region's biggest tourist attraction, made it easy to plan effective routes. The system is also augmented with a slew of BRT and express bus services, which I didn't have time to ride or take a look at. Now, of course, not everyone is a fan of the light rail. Just take a look at the comments on my last Minnesota video if you need proof. Ridership has yet to fully recover after the COVID pandemic. A planned extension of the Green Line has faced delays and increased costs, and various concerning safety incidents have made some locals wary of riding trains. In response to the latter, Metro Transit has increased the presence of security personnel, and recent customer surveys and system crime data indicate that while there is still work to be done to keep the system safe, crime on the system is decreasing and perception of safety are increasing, at least between 2024 and 2025. I don't know how indicative my experience is of what an average rider could expect, but personally I didn't have a single uncomfortable experience on Metro Transit, at least other than the 2-degree temperatures. I do think thoughtful, sensitive, and multi-pronged approaches to rider safety, homelessness, substance abuse, and mental illness will be crucial in the coming years as Metro Transit seeks to bring back riders, because this is a great light rail system and could be an amazing asset for so many people's journeys. Update, I have retrieved Calcadon from the hotel. How was your stay, my love?
Amazing, Link. I had so much Ethiopian food. Guys, I passed out. Like, that is the level of amazingness this city operates on.
And we're back on the light rail, making one final journey, just one stop, down to the end of the line. Welcome to the Mall of America, the largest shopping mall in the United States.
Wow.
We have about an hour. Let's go for a walk.
Cool.
And this mall has everything. Floors of retail, an aquarium, roller coasters, you name it. The real question is, do they sell memory cards? Because if they don't, this video is about to